Let's see. Okay. All right. Do you like? If you're just joining us, shows RPGrinders. I don't know who's in chat, who's not in chat, etc., etc. Looks like Bernie's in chat. Bernie, let us know if you can hear us. We haven't started the show. We're going to do a non-spoiler edition of RPGrinders.
My biggest disappointment is Mickey didn't show up in the movie.
Yeah.
They should have went all Kingdom Hearts and done nonsense.
Oh, Mickey, I know. We should have seen like a small Mickey nod somewhere in there. That would have been cool. Let's see. All right. It looks like everything's good to go on my end. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll work on your sound maybe tomorrow, Eric, depending on what you're doing. Lots to talk about today. Of course, today's Avengers Day. No spoiler Avenger. Apparently, people have been spoiling it left and right, which I knew they would. And those people
Is anybody chatting right now? Okay.
Yeah, I
still have last week's chat blog up.
Oh, that's weird. No, I just did it right there. I'm going to specifically talk about a piece of shit spoiler. Guy who spoiled a very minor...
If you're going to spoil, at least make fake spoilers.
No, I'm not going to spoil anything at all.
No, I said fake spoilers.
Yeah, just don't spoil. I mean, it's like the rudest fucking...
do you not understand the concept of fake spoiling?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Eric, but I'm talking about something different. And I'll get into it in the show, but... This guy spoiled something that really wasn't a spoiler, and I'm not going to mention what it is.
But shut up anyway.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to spoil anything for anybody that's into Avengers. If you just joined us, the show's RPGrinders. We haven't started yet. We're waiting on Breakman. He's probably going to be a little late due to watching Endgame, I'm guessing.
I had almost considered canceling today's episode because people would either be seeing it or Break wouldn't be here or you wouldn't be here.
Well, I
didn't know when you were going to see it.
I was going to watch it last night, but they fucking sold out, dude. Like, I had no chance of seeing it last night. And I
almost decided to go home because there was like nowhere good to sit.
Yeah, I know. I got there early.
Can I just get like a rain check for this ticket coming tomorrow?
You can. I think it's up to 15 minutes into the show. You can get a full refund, but then you wouldn't.
Before the movie even started, like all the seats were filled in.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be, man. Like
I went to the tiny ass shitty theater, so and it was Theater 6, which had the popping speakers during Captain Marvel. They fixed it, thankfully, but it's not the greatest theater.
Yeah, I would have complained and got my money back.
I only went and because the amount of time I would need to get there and get food before the movie started was short, so that's why I went there.
We're gonna give Breakman a couple minutes
I would have gone to the other theater with much better seating.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. We haven't started the show proper yet. Waiting on Breakman to show up. We're going to be talking a little bit of Avengers today with zero spoilers. I guarantee we will not spoil anything today. We're probably going to be talking about the orange buffoon in the White House, probably. Look who just showed up. It's
I wish I had the Infinity Gauntlet so I could banish him and his administration.
Oh boy, yeah, I feel you, dude. Like he's unhinged and he's getting worse and worse, and about time.
As well as the Liberal Democratic Party of Japan. Fuck them.
And a lot of Democrats too. Can we just throw that in there too? Hey, Break, are we with you now?
Yeah, I was in a great mood. Why are we talking about politics?
Well, we are. We're going to. We're going to, man. I mean, some shit happened.
You sound like you're sick.
Who, me?
No, Breakman.
Oh, Breakman.
Sick? What are you talking about?
No, he sounds spry.
You sound like you were sick or haggard or something.
No, he sounds like energetic and ready to go. Like
yeah, I don't. What are you talking about? Sick?
Yeah, the opposite of
it
sick.
was the way you sounded on the mic, I guess.
Yeah, maybe just getting in.
I think you're just imagining things.
I think he's just badgering you, Breakman. That's what I think. I think.
You mean like we were trolling each other this week until that guy?
Yeah. Hey, Bernie, let us know.
I was having fun, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about that guy specifically. I'm not going to mention him by name because I don't want anybody following.
No. I don't want anybody to message him either. He seems crazy.
It was interesting, and I was laughing the entire time.
I don't know who that guy is, so I guess I'm thankful I don't know.
You should be thankful, dude. He's not worth but I'm going to discuss it anyways because it goes to a bigger kind of problem in the Twitterverse. Bernie,
were you talking about like the dude who was talking like politics with you?
I've been talking politics with a lot of people lately, dude. I don't even know if it was. I'll talk about it later, dude. Let's just save it because it's going to be fun. And Break and I couldn't believe what I was seeing in front of my eyes, and Breakman made some very, very astute observations. We'll get into it, but
are you talking about the Xenosaga stuff?
No, that's interesting too.
That was when I was trolling Frank.
Yeah, that was a different conversation, but preemptive exile on Breakman.
You guys were trolling me back.
Yeah, I love doing that, but just like I love arguing politics with people on fucking.
No, we're having so much fun until that guy ruined everything.
Well,
seriously.
I just look when we get into it, we'll talk about it. Let's just start the show, and it's gonna be fun. I promise. Yeah. It's gonna be a fun Avengers Day. We're not gonna do any spoilers.
We should do spoilers next week. That way we give everybody a chance to all our listeners a chance to see it, and if they haven't, then
I'm gonna do a super fast review because I think it's warranted with zero spoilers. I promise I will not spoil not one thing in Avengers.
Well, I have to tell you, the Hulk's in this movie. Oh, spoiler alert!
Yeah,
definitely. And Breakman wanted to know what the lube flavor was. I'm gonna say it was ghost pepper sauce.
Yeah, that would be a hell of a lube right there, man. I don't think that would warrant any sex after that, man.
That sounds horrible.
I mean, you could.
I mean, considering what happens in the movie, it's not far off.
I mean, I probably go maybe jalapeno. I could probably handle jalapeno.
Yeah. Even still, I've got jalapeno juice in my eyes before. It's fucking worse.
Yeah. You don't want to do that, man. It's. I mean, if you're gonna do something, maybe
that's
poblano.
When you're screaming, "Call the doctor!" and everybody's calling you a pussy. And no, call the doctor! Shut up, you pussy.
Yeah. So, anyways, today's gonna be a fun show. We're gonna go through the news super quick, or as quick as we can. Avengers stuff. There's no spoilers for sure. Some politics and some fun with Twitter trolls. It's gonna be all on this edition of RPGrinders. You guys ready to bust this one out? Oh, and I got a surprise for Breakman, during his segment too, another little soundbite for his new segment, Dear Breakman. So that'll be fun. I think you guys will like it. I don't know, maybe it's a classic. But anyways, I have to record it and fuck around with it. But
it's sake, not sake.
Yeah, she knows that, man. She just, how
she's struck already. That makes sense. Okay.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Maybe she's talking about the shredder.
Yeah, that
she had the shredder. Okay.
All right, I'm ready to go.
That reminds me, I'm going to talk about that later.
Okay. Well, whatever. I mean, let's do this. You guys ready to do it?
Yeah, sure.
I'm ready. I'm ready. You're ready. I'm ready. We're all ready. Let's see who's in chat real quick. Apricot Drew Fruits in there. Commander Root and Phil the Birdie. I know Freak 5 says he's not going to be in the chat. He'll be here in spirit, I guess. But
well, he'd say we're 10, so yeah.
Oh, also, after the show, I'm going to have a Grinder Dance Party. It's going to include everything paranormal tonight, so that should be fun. So stick around after the show. About 15-20 minutes after the show, I will do my thing as DJ for the week and all that, good fun jazz. All right, gentlemen, here we go. If I could get my shit together, which I never have my shit together here on this show. Make sure this is good to go, because
if somebody pays us.
What? If somebody pays you what?
If somebody pays us, we can get our shit together.
Yeah, exactly. If any sponsors are out there listening, feel free. We could all use some money, like big time. So, All right, here we go, guys. Let's do it. And welcome, everybody, to episode 537 of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my coughing cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, we didn't have much time to talk before the show started. How are you?
Actually, the reason we don't have the Avengers theme playing is because Disney would probably sue us.
Oh, yeah, there's no question.
For what? I mean, they'd like complain and probably get maybe us to take it off or something, but
yeah, that's true.
Other than that, what are they going to sue us for? We're not making any profit off of it.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, that's an optimistic way of looking at it, but with our luck, they would change the laws and they'd be able to sue me for all the pennies I have in my pocket. So, let's just keep it on the reels. But yeah, we'll be talking some Avengers later. No spoilers, obviously. A little bit of Avengers, because I don't want to get too far into it. We'll have a real quick review later in the show. We've got news. We've got some fun Twitter troll stuff. Breakman and I, well, mostly I, but man, Breakman, you're gonna get some props in this show. I'm telling you right now, man.
Oh, just wait, because after he was done talking to you, he started talking to me.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you saw those.
I didn't see those ones. I think were they directed towards you? Because I'd have stepped in.
Well, we'll get into it.
Okay. All right. Well, with that out of the way, let's start. RPG News. All right, Eric, let's start with the news with you.
Okay, from RPG site, we've got the date for Super Neptunia RPG, and it's coming out June 25th for the PS4 and Switch, and June 28th for Europe.
I thought we had a date on this already. Maybe
I think we had a release window, but we didn't have an actual date.
Okay. Anything we should know other than the release date? Anything?
The Steam release has a deluxe digital bundle to make up for the fact that it's digital only. So a 20% week-long launch game discount, and a permanent 20% discount that includes the game and deluxe pack. So I guess that's a total of 40 if you get it the first week.
Okay, that's decent.
If I remember right, I think their release window was spring, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just said spring. The summer solstice is June 21st.
No, the window previously was spring, but then they decided to put it on Steam, so it got delayed by a couple months.
Isn't spring?
I know, but I'm saying they are just fitting it in.
It's like
with
right
the
at the
June 20th.
edge.
It's like, here you go.
Isn't
we got spring? See,
technically summer at that point, but it's so early.
Well, no,
technically
technically at that point it's still spring because the summer solstice is the 21st.
Yeah.
So on the 20th they're cheating.
Yeah.
25th, it's like already summer.
No, but the Steam version will launch on the 20th.
The 20th,
so that's how they're cheating. That's how they're getting around.
Well, also they can do the whole, first
releases are Mondays. That's right.
Or they could do the old, first quarter, second quarter nonsense where you have to kind of think like, okay, is this coming out in spring, fall? Maybe that's how they kind of jaded us too. All right, Breakman, next story, please.
It says the 25th is a Tuesday. That's a weird day for a console release game for the Switch.
Yeah.
For the Switch, that is.
Yeah.
I thought Fridays were Disney's release day, or did they change that again?
Who knows? All right, next story break.
Come to
Fridays are European release dates and Japanese release dates. But IFA has done a lot of Friday releases, so them not doing it Friday is just weird now.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to the next story.
Druid Stone: The Secret of the Minor Forest, launches on May 15th. Control Out Ninja has announced that Druid Stone: The Secret of the Minor Forest will release on PC on May 15th for $24.99. Why am I repeating myself? Pre-orders of the game through the official blog will include a 10% discount and offer players both a Steam key and a DRM-free version of the game. Ooh, wow, 10%. Ooh, breaking the bank.
Hey, but you got to give them credit. It's a brand new game.
$2.50.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. But
I guess,
dude,
eventually this game will probably be like $1 or something.
Yeah. Well, the way that it looks, probably it's a strategy Diablo clone. Looks like.
I don't mean to insult the game. I just mean that all games get cheap eventually.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. I think that's fair. You're not saying anything out of turn, Break. But one thing I have a bone to pick with you, man. You got to say it like you're a Celtic warrior, man. Like Menhir, like Druid Stone, the secret of the Menhir forest. Like put some gusto behind that, Break, man. You know what I'm saying?
I like the Celt. No, see,
that sounds more pirate. Yeah. You need a little more gravel.
I sound like a leprechaun. So I
guess just leave the voiceovers to me, man. I'll take care of your Break, man.
I can do some accents and stuff.
You sound more Scottish there, anyway.
He sounds very Scottish. Yeah, you do, man. Seriously. All right, go. Anything else on this Break?
There's just game synopsis, but if you're in chat, you can see it, and there you go.
Yeah.
Game's hand drawn and stuff like that, or handcrafted. And that's about it.
It's pretty, but it's I don't know. Are people really interested in strategy Diablo clones? Like that's kind of the feeling that I get from it. I mean, it is. Oh, look, a Cold Fan is in chat. What's up, a Cold Fan? He's a friend of mine on Twitter. Nice to have you in chat,
maybe. Man. I was about to say maybe there are people that Diablo is a little too hard for them, or too hardcore.
Yeah. It's basically turn-based Diablo. So
yeah, pretty much.
So maybe it's for those type of people. Personally, I love Diablo.
I do too. I love
something shiny. Ooh, I'm gonna get that.
Yeah.
Ooh, let me pick that up.
Let me
pick that up.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I'm out of spots. All right, let me run back to the bank.
I really like.
Come back and all the loot's gone. No.
I know, right? Diablo's great. I love Diablo, but strategy. Maybe it's for more of a, just kind of a slower pace type thing, because Diablo's kind of a quicker, quick pace thing. All right, let's move on to our next story.
Well, Rhapsody has a pseudo strategy, RPG element going on, where you'll wander a map field, and you'll get a random battle, and then you'll have to move your characters across the screen.
Oh, look at this dungeon.
But it's like a 6x6 grid or something.
Welcome, Dungeon Buster. Thanks for joining us again. He says Druid Stone's from the makers of Legend of Grimrock, so I hope it does well. Me too.
I think he just watches the show to correct our mistakes. Somebody's got to stop those idiots.
Well, I mean, that's true.
They're giving out misinformation. I've got to save the day.
That's why I pod crashed this podcast back when Lumen was on the show.
Because a bunch of idiocy was abound, I'm guessing, Eric. No, man. All right, let's go on to the next story.
These two old farts don't know what they're talking about half the time.
How dare you? We always knew what we were talking about. At least I did, anyways.
I wasn't paying attention.
I was listening and just not logged in. Dungeon
No,
says.
what's going on here? I'm sorry.
I have no idea.
Can we start the show over?
I really wish we could do a do-over, man. No, for reals. For the new
We
in
need to
chat.
time-based. That's what we need to do.
Yeah. So a Cold Fan is in chat. Dungeon is in chat. Who else joined us? I already mentioned everybody else, but thanks everybody for joining. We're doing news now. Real soon we're going to get into a lot of fun stuff, so stick around. All right, next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. Persona 5 Royal, first full trailer and screenshots, which I'm playing for the audience in the chat right now. So if you're not joining us live every Friday 7 Eastern Time, where are you? Following a teaser last month, Atlas has formally revealed Persona 5 Royal, an enhanced re-release of Persona 5 that introduces new characters, new events, and other additions. The game is slated to launch in Japan this year on, oddly enough, October 31st, 2019. That's pretty cool. Atlas has also confirmed that Royal will release in the West in 2020. Japanese website can be found here, blah, blah, blah. Nice trailer. I have to say,
I wish Atlas worked harder at, releasing games globally at the same time.
I agree, but, I mean, I think there's...
it's probably only a matter of a few months, but it's still, like, a gap.
Yeah. Breakman is definitely curly. No, well, yeah.
I've got way too much hair to be curly. Thank you very much.
All right. That's fair enough. All right, Eric, let's move on to the next story. Another Persona 5.
Another Persona game, yes. This one is basically Persona Muso, but with Persona 5 characters, which it's kind of a waste because you could have just done a Megaten Muso and have all the Megaten characters in it instead of just the Persona 5 crew.
That would have been cool. That would have been actually really cool. Maybe there is something like that in the works and we just don't know it yet, Eric. I mean, there's always hope, man.
Or watch them just do a whole bunch of DLC, including a bunch of other characters from the SMT universe.
Yeah.
That's what they'll do. They'll sell a season pass or two.
Yeah.
And that's how you get your other characters.
Yeah. All right, Eric, what do we got here?
I bet they're setting it up as they probably set this up as no DLC game or not much DLC, and if it's a hit, they'll do that with the sequel. They'll put a few more characters in, but they'll make all the good ones DLC.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, everything's
Persona 5 Scramble: The Phantom Strikers is the name of the game, and it's PS4 and Switch exclusive.
Okay. Do we know?
I'm kind of upset that that there was no Persona 5 Switch announcement, but I'd rather them do this and then do the Switch version of Royal later.
Yeah. Every time...
What about Persona 5 Scrambled Eggs, and it's a Diner Dash clone.
Yeah. Scrambled Eggs, Diner Dash clone.
How about Persona 5 Scrambled as like a Burger Time clone instead?
Burger Time? That would be awesome, man. Like an updated Burger Time, but Persona characters.
Freaking love Burger Time.
I know. I'm totally down for that. All right, Break, what do we got next?
After Scrambled Eggs, we have coming back into this live from RPG Site.
Making me hungry, you son of a bitch.
Monstrum Nox introduces Adol and Doggy. Such release in Japan. Dogi. I want to call him Doggy. Released in Japan on September 26th. Falcom has revealed new information. Screenshot of Ys 9 Monstrum Nox, including the series heater. Why am I just repeating myself?
But you know better, Break. You know better. You know the first sentence is going to be the same.
Yeah, don't read the headlines. Read the article.
No, I'm like in Avengers. I'm kind of like in my Avengers high right now.
Oh, I know, man. Trust me, I'm with you, man. Great movie. But
okay. Adol looks quite different from his usual self this time around, sporting dark hair instead of his well-recognized red locks.
He dyed it because apparently there's another guy going around that looks like him, and he doesn't want them to get confused with that guy. So
he's gonna make redheads angry.
Dungeon Buster says Persona 5 Phantom Thieves of Cheeseburgers. Exactly, man. All right, what else we got, man?
But guess what, Doki has a mullet now. That's amazing.
I
hope there's DLC for the Hamburglar.
Oh God, let there be DLC for the Hamburglar, please. And Grimace. I hate that fucking Grimace.
Like, why not? The main character already kind of looks like Hamburglar.
Like, Hamburglar's like one of the...
He kind of does with that stupid mask on his face.
Dogi should be announced Doggy, I think. I like Breakman's version a lot better. All right, what else we got here, Break?
I wouldn't be surprised if he turns into a werewolf in this game or something, because apparently it's called Monstrum Nox for a reason.
I would be down for that. You guys know how much I want a horror RPG, like a straight up horror RPG. So yeah, I'd be totally down for that. All right,
take a wild guess. How old do you think Adel is at this point?
Ooh.
Actually, they listed it, and they said in this game
Yes.
he's 24 because it takes place after 8, and 8's somewhere in between 5, 6, and I think maybe 3.
Why?
With as much action as this guy's had, shouldn't he be like in his 40s or 50s by this point?
Well, from what I could tell, the lore of the East games is that Adel had retired as an adventurer at age 60, so they're going to have enough games for him to last at least that long.
Dogi with a mullet, he says. Is there, like...
He's also got a goatee. No.
There's, like, very few characters that are as beloved as Adol. And I don't get it. I mean, he's interesting to a point, but, like, I don't know. There's, like, to me, like, characters like Vivi or you know, that whole crew from 9 or, you know, even somewhat 10 are, like, infinitely...
Adel's kind of a mute, though, so he's not interesting on his own.
See,
it's
that's
the characters around him.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. All right, anything else on this break? No, nothing. Did we lose Break? I think we lost Break.
I mean, in some East games, they do give Adel voice acting, but it's usually, like, battle quips. But other games, like those are the ones like Falcom hasn't, like, developed themselves.
Yeah. Hey, Break, did we lose you?
No, I'm sorry, I got distracted.
Oh, that's okay. Are we finished with this story, Break?
Yeah, I'm just commenting on his age. I mean,
yeah,
East fans like
we should
sure and E7 Adel is 29, I think. So like that's the oldest he's been in an East game.
Yeah,
I know that's ridiculous. That guy's like been in more adventures than Indiana Jones at this point. Like Indiana Jones is in his fucking 70s. Like,
right.
Just saying.
We need to have a discussion on our favorite RPG characters at some point. Maybe we'll do that next week. I got something for us this week though. All right, next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. Square Enix has released its first major post-launch update for Kingdom Hearts 3, bringing the anticipated critical mode difficulty option to the game, which means they're trying to make it, you know, Kingdom Hearts Dark Souls, I guess, as well as some new game bonuses and other fixes. It's parts 1.05 and 4 and 5. Comes to about 692 megabytes. That's pretty hefty. On the PS4. The former deals with critical mode and some adjustments, while the latter adds a new game plus functionality and increases the photo limit. So if you like to take photos like myself in video games, there you go. And then it goes on to talk about critical mode. Are you guys interested in hearing what critical mode has in store for us?
It's probably kind of like Dante Must Die mode, where like almost everything will kill you one hit.
Critical counter deals extra damage. Critical recharge fills situation command gauges more quickly while recharging MP. Critical converter green attraction indicators no longer appear, but filling the gauge produces a form change command. What does that mean? Indicators may still appear for certain battles.
Sora has like different like forms he can take on, like the master form, and just lets them use 2 keyblades at once.
Oh, okay. That's cool. All right, well, that's the story. All right, next story. Eric.
Next story is, let's see, Magia Record, Pua Magi Madoka Magica side story getting localized, and that's a mouthful. Aniplex of America has announced that mobile RPG Magia Record, Pua Magi Madoka Magica side story will release in English for the United States and Canada this summer. No real date, so whenever they can get it approved.
Yeah, it looks cute. It looks. What does it look like? It looks sort of like a Harvest Moon-y type thing. I think. You know what? I can't show this video.
I think it's kind of a gacha game, but it's also an RPG.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. It looks really good. I can't show too much video.
And apparently it has like story content that will leak into the next Madoka movie.
Yeah. I can't show you guys too much of it in chat because Namco Bandai doesn't play very nice with their copyright infringement strikes.
This is not Namco Bandai though. This is Aniplex.
No, I
Yeah,
know.
you skipped the story, and he's showing the article of the story you skipped. This is what's going on right now. I was confused, too.
Oh, shit. Did I skip a story?
No, he skipped the story.
Oh, I got
Eric
you.
skipped the story, and you're posting the story, and me and you were both confused.
Jesus
but
Christ.
Because I scrolled down too far.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, we got 2 stories in one there. Magic of Record.
You could talk about the next one, I guess. The one we skipped.
Okay. Then I shall do that then. It's basically... it's just an update. It says Bandai Namco has just confirmed they are releasing Doraemon Story of Seasons worldwide. Okay, so that's where the confusion was.
Doraemon.
Doraemon. Fall 2019. I should have given the next one to Breakman because I love it when Breakman says Japanese words. It's the best. So there you go. There's your 2 stories. There.
Madoka's not really... Well, that's a Japanese word, but the rest of that was actually Latin.
Oh, well, I mean, that's even worse. You mix languages, and, man, I'll fuck it up. I know Breakman will fuck it up, too, which is even more hilarious. So, anyways.
But Story of Seasons game sounds fun.
Yeah, it looks good. It's kind of cutesy.
I'm surprised it got localized at all, considering Doraemon's basically non-existent in the West, other than the anime reboot that we got that got canceled eventually.
Yeah. All right, Breakman, let's do the Nico Para story.
Eventually is better than what a lot of cartoons get.
Yeah.
A lot of cartoons get canceled quickly.
Yeah.
Like 1 season and done.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
I think we got like 2.5 seasons before they canceled it.
You know.
Ooh, oh wow, they're like old timer cartoons. Whew. They got all the way to 2 seasons.
I know. Woo! Wow. I mean, that's special. All right, Breakman.
But like, it was canceled shortly before Yokai Watch aired in its place.
Oh Jesus.
I've never watched Yokai Watch because, quite frankly, it looks stupid.
It is stupid. That's the whole point. That's why I like it.
Well, I mean, that's what it's supposed to do, right? I mean, it's supposed to...
Oh, I mean, that could be fun for some people. To me, it just looked like something I wasn't interested in.
Yeah. All right, next story about Nico Para, Breakman.
Coming just live.
Neko Para, sorry, Eric, I know you're
as long as it's not Neko
pronunciation Nazi.
No. Coming to us live from Silicon Era, Neko Para Volume 3 confirmed for PlayStation 4 and Switch in June 2019.
How dare you make
Skipping
me look
the heading, CFKN Neko Works announced over at the official Neko Para Twitter account that the third installment of the series and Neko Para Volume 3 were released for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch in mid-June.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right.
Do you guys want the story?
No. I put the trailer.
Story is if you want erotic content, then you get the PC version of this game.
Yeah. If you want the eroge version, then you get the PC version. A cult fan said.
So, in other words, this is a pointless story. I shouldn't even bother.
Yeah, don't bother with the story.
The threshold.
If you want nudity, it's in the other version.
Yeah, exactly.
The threshold of lewdness for the console version of the game is, I guess, low enough that Sony hasn't just made them censor it even more.
Yeah. A cult fan says Final Fantasy Unlimited is one of his favorite animes. I think it lasted only 2... Of course it only lasted 2 seasons, a cult fan. I know they put out...
I didn't like that show. It was basically Power Rangers, but like they summon beast to fight a monster and it's dead instantly. There's like no struggle. And it got canceled after like, what, 24 episodes.
That's what maybe. He said. He said 2 seasons. It only lasted 2 seasons. They did put out some spin-off manga after
it. It kind of went nowhere, and I'm kind of glad it got canceled because it was going nowhere. If you were gonna keep going, then I would rather.
I always wondered why they wouldn't do like took the Final Fantasy games and like did a whole manga based on that specific game. In other words, like, Final Fantasy like 7 and 8 and 9, stuff like that. I always wondered why they wouldn't just do that, just have different seasons and, just do stories within those worlds. I think that would have been cool.
Well, if you enjoyed it, that's fine, but I'm just saying I didn't.
Yeah. The cult fan says they use summons. There are struggles. It's a great show, but I love Final Fantasy in general. I enjoyed it. I enjoy most of the Final Fantasy games, not named 7, to be honest with you.
It was like a step up from like the Legend of the Crystals anime that's based on Final Fantasy V, but
Did not like 13 at all. Dungeon says, I miss Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. Eric does hate
Yes.
Breakman. Cult Fan says something about it feels timeless to him or her, as well as how beautiful it is and very sweet overall. Plus, I'm utterly obsessed with anything Alice in Wonderland. They made us of it. I think they call the world Wonderland. In fact, yeah. There's a lot of that because if you look at a lot of anime, there's a lot of there's Western influence in thematic elements in a lot of anime and games for sure. But like anime and Eastern RPGs are definitely their own thing with just thematic influences. I mean, everything is based off of what is it? 7 stories, love, death, shit like that. So I mean, there's only so much you can do. But Dungeon says Captain Power actually had an ending too. People died in it in a show for kids. Wow.
I remember in the episode of Gargoyles called Deadly Force, Eliza got shot because Brooklyn was messing around with her gun and shot her.
Wow.
I think the best episode was when
there was blood in it too. So it's like, oh wow, she got shot.
Yeah.
I think the best episode was when I can't remember that villain's name, but when he decided to fuck with Goliath and made him think that he'd ended up in the future, and it was a time without the world had gone on without him, and one of the main characters that became evil and stuff like that.
Ooh, wow.
That was the best episode. I really like that one.
Look at that. Look at the knowledge being dropped on us by Breakman today, man. That's cool.
And Eric, don't leave him out.
Oh yeah, well Eric.
He remembers titles and stuff. I don't even remember the title.
Eric is Eric is a fucking
It's a great show.
encyclopedia, man. It goes without saying. So, Dungeon says, "Oh wow, Gargoyles. That was a good series. Surprisingly gritty. Well, if you learn about esoteric materials, Wonderland is universal, ubiquitous. Pretty much what you're saying about the stories being based off of archetypes. Wonderland has to do with our inner landscape. Hold on. Let me finish.
I have a question for Break.
Hold on. Let me finish the comment, dude. Jeez. Saying about the stories being based off of the archetypes, Wonderland has to do with our inner landscape, to put it basically. Yeah, there is that for sure. There's the weird and fantastical, which is a great... oh man, I could talk all day about this occult man. Great episode regarding gargoyles. Villain might have been Xanatos. He was voiced by Jonathan Frakes, Dungeon says. Love Bronx the dog, occult fan says. So,
well,
yeah,
So Break, is the episode you're talking about, Break, is that the episode when they were coming back from Avalon and they were going to a bunch of places?
Him and his daughter.
And that would have been them. I think they were sleeping, so it was a dream he had.
It might have been, but it was a magic spell caused by the guy I can't remember. He had everybody in the world fooled that Xanatos was the real villain, but Xanatos had long been dead. It was actually the little gargoyle was actually the villain.
Oh.
What was his name? He orchestrated everything.
Lexington?
Yeah, Lexington orchestrated everything, but then you find out at the very end that it was actually that magic-using guy.
Ooh.
And I can't remember his freaking name.
It was Puck?
Was it Puck? Yeah, Puck. He made Goliath think, like you said, he was dreaming. He made him think that he was in the future, and all of it turned out to be just a dream.
What did I tell you?
To trick him into giving it to... Because he has to give... I forget what it was Goliath had, but he had to give it willingly to Puck.
Yeah.
So it was all Puck's plan to get him to give it to him, and I can't remember what it was.
Every time I hear that, give it to whatever, give it to her, give it to him. I always hear Rick James in my head. I don't know, I'm weird like that. Give it to him, baby. That whole thing. But
that's fantastic. That's actually a two-parter. He's talking about that... in chat, Dungeon Buster, the episode Break's talking about reminds me of the G.I. Joe one where Shipwreck was brainwashed into thinking it was the future and he had a family, but it turned out...
And once he realized it was illusion, they all started melting and he started freaking out.
Ooh, I remember that one. That was a good episode.
It was a great two-parter episode because, I mean, basically he was convinced that... He was given an entire family. He was convinced that these fake people were real. I mean, he was grown to love them and stuff.
Yeah.
For them to just melt, it was just a freaky thing to happen.
Yeah. There was some gritty shit that nobody really picked up on back in the day. It was just more geared for toys and shit like that. But,
that's why I say a lot of times shows like G.I. Joe still hold up for two-part episodes like that were just really amazing and just wow, they went
out of their way.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really like, wow, I didn't think you'd do that kind of thing. That's really adult for a kid's show.
Yeah. Colt fan says reminds him or her. I think you're a him, a Colt fan. I don't want to put any labels. Reminds me of Rick and Morty, Roy. I haven't seen a lot of Rick and Morty. Maybe I should, man. Everybody tells me.
You're not sure, just ask.
Yeah, a Colt fan. Are you he or she? I don't like to,
I know the Ninja Turtles also did a similar episode, the 2000 Ninja Turtles cartoon, where Donatello was basically went to the future, but it was actually he went to the real future, and it was happened without him,
Yeah, Adventure.
And the Ninja Turtles basically fell apart because there was no Donatello. It wasn't four of them; it was just three of them.
The little I've seen of Adventure Time is pretty good. A Colt fan. I do like Adventure Time every now and again.
See you later, I'll Colt fan.
Yeah, later, Colt fan. Thanks for joining.
I'm sorry, I probably talk way too much about cartoons.
I promise the second half of the show gets even better than just the news.
I'm so sorry. I think I just chased off somebody.
I know. How dare you, Breakman? I blame Breakman. God damn it, Breakman. What's wrong with you? All right, next story, Eric.
Breaking the show.
I know. That's what you do, man. All right, Eric, let's get on with the news, the Experience deal.
Okay, Experience has got a new game, and it's called Azure Wing Chevalier, or Cavalier, because that's the English word. But made by the people who made Ray Gigant and Stranger of Sword City and Demon Gaze, and it's gonna be released on. Oh wow, they're making a Vita game.
I know, I saw that, and I was like, what?
Like, yeah, if you're gonna bring this game to the West, you better be porting it to some other platform.
Vita
dead.
Vita was a thing, right, Breakman? I mean, I think
I don't know what this Vita is. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Yeah.
The last Vita game in the U.S. is going to be released by NISA for all play people to do
Jesus
Vita
Christ.
game.
Yeah. All right. So, anything else on this, Eric?
It's going to be a dungeon crawler, of course, because it's Experience, so why not?
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't done anything other than that, other than a visual novel. But sounds somewhat interesting. Hopefully, they can work on their mechanics a little bit more, so it's more user friendly than Stranger Sword City was. Because a lot of people didn't like it because it was kind of too difficult for its own good.
Ooh, I don't like games like that, man. Like,
I mean, it's not a hard game. It's just a game that, like,
not user friendly.
Yeah, unless you know what you're doing and you're willing to deal with the eccentricities of the gameplay.
Yeah.
You have to deal with permadeath, sort of. It's like, that game had, like, life points, and, like, if your character died, they'd lose a life point, and they lost all of them, they were permanently dead. But you can heal them, but it takes, like, forever.
Oh, boy.
Like, you basically have to bench them until they recover their life points.
Not good. Not good.
They do level up when you're not using them, though, if you sent them out to train, but, still.
Yeah, but still.
Do they get fat and out of rusty if you don't? Like you let me sit on the bench, they get old.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
That's right.
They basically force you to continually make new party members so that you don't have to, so that you could just roll out party members once they get into a mishap.
All right.
You could save coming your way through the game, which is kind of hard to do because there's only a few places in the game you can
I have
save.
a weird feeling, the way that you're describing it, Eric, like, there's a certain niche of RPG fans that relish in like, knowing the ins and outs of an obtuse RPG like that. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain people that...
There are other games, like Demon Gaze, are much more accommodating, though.
Yeah.
So I hope that this game's on that end.
There you go. All right, last story.
Those are the same kind of people that like to talk about it, Frank. Like, I beat Halo with only one hand.
Oh, I know.
On Legendary.
I fucking hate that shit.
Rifle.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
Blindfolded, like, I'm that good, it's okay.
Yeah, I saw somebody doing a Sekiro run through, like a super fan, and I'm like, that's not, no way. I would never want to play a game like that. No fucking way, man. Like that just takes, like, like dedicated fucking practice, like times 100, man. Like that's taking it to a whole new level, like speed running and just doing shit.
I got tired of trying to kill the demon of hatred, so I just made it kill itself.
I saw that, Eric. That was pretty badass, man. That was cool.
It took me a while to climb up on the ladder because I had to jump on it at a certain angle, and then I had to jump over and vault to the wall and climb up the railing.
Yeah. That's a good trick,
but
though.
It got good stuck, so I had plenty of time to do it.
Yeah, that was cool, man. That was a nice little thing that you did there. All right, last story for the news today, Breakman.
Coming to us live from Silicon Era, Shin Hayarigami
Ooh!
2-pack announced for Nintendo Switch. Releases in Japan on July 18th.
I have to give you a lot of credit. I thought you were going to have so much trouble with that.
Oh, I ain't done. It's mentioned several more times. Unique Software announced in this week's issue of Famitsu magazine that is bundling its visual novel horror game Shin Hayarigami and Shin Hayarigami 2 as a 2-in-1 pack for Switch for Switch this July in Japan. Yeah. Package features, fuck it. Released in Japan August 14th for the PS4 and the PS Vita. There's that Vita thing again. I don't know what that is.
What is that?
And 2 was in 2016.
And neither does Sony.
These games will be out on July 18th, as I previously said.
I hope they come over here because this would be something I'd be interested in.
We still have yet to get the other horror-based visual novel that they did. I mean, I think this might be it, but maybe I'm thinking of the two of these games, and they're doing a double pack now. I guess.
Yeah. All right. Let us move on. I don't think there's any major homie discounts this week, so we're gonna skip that. Look, I got something special for you, Breakman. You ready? I mean, I'm gonna work on tweaking this a little bit, but here is your intro to Dear Breakman. All right, Breakman, give it to us.
Ooh, I like that. I guess we could start out with your post. You already mentioned that Grinder Dance Party is going to be paranormal, so I'll just go ahead and skip that one. Freak said he pooped today, as usual. He sent me a trapeze. It's a story about a trapeze artist who got diarrhea. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
What's this have to do with pooping, though?
Shit like that happens all the time, man. I mean, yeah, seriously. I mean, he pooped.
I mean, that's not really poop at that point. That's just a mess.
So it's water-based shit at that point. He also said, I noticed a couple nights ago that the Path of Exile is on the PS4 for free now. So there you go, have that.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm just not gonna read every time he poops today.
You just got sick of that, huh?
You had a conversation with a Ron Asita, RHNASEETA, is saying about our show. They might have to check it out. Have you heard of Gopher Gaming? He's my fave. Let's player on YouTube. Okay, at least half of that is his sexy as fuck voice. We love you, Gopher. Oh, okay.
I have no idea what Let's Player they're talking about there, but
wait, which one?
Gopher Gaming.
I think
I might have seen that one once, but I haven't seen any of their videos.
Yeah, and then I wanted to get into I have the sexiest voice of all time on the show and get in, but I thought that would be a little too narcissistic and you guys wouldn't have appreciated it. So. But yeah, all right, continue on, Dear Breakman.
These aren't really for Dear Breakman. I'm just gonna skip ahead and people can. They can see that because this really wasn't for the show. It was just you having a conversation with somebody. If they want to see that, it's on Twitter. So I am scrolling up, and then we get one because you said this week's RPGrinders will be doing a non-spoiler review of Avengers Endgame, which is true, and I'll hold my tongue as best I can. Somebody said, I didn't know you were gay and single. Grinders party sounds fun. Oh, we're talking about your Grinder dance party. I see.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of dance party, no.
No, they were referring
good thing
to.
Sure, I'll be gay single, says
If
Frank.
you want it to be, it can for you, though, I guess.
It can be, like
He
I said.
and what he was referring to is Grinder is that gay app we all know and love.
Yeah, Grinder, GR. I think it's GRNDR. Yeah,
RP Grinder, not Grinder.
Yeah, I know.
The ass grinder.
I think I said you have it there, Breakman. I said, hey, I mean, whatever's clever. You want me to be gay that night? That's fine. I'll be gay all you want because, it's just a fun time, just playing tunes and stuff. But whatever. Okay, what else you got, Break?
Let me see. Oh, that's still you having a conversation. Wow, talking about the somebody that we talked about. We'll get into later. Freak says his stinko of the week is he won't be in chat, so he won't be able to hear Frank voices. But his sweeto is he won't hear Frank Branch's voice.
He's getting exile, and he's not even in chat this week. And
I wonder where MXT is.
I know. MXT gave us a shout out on YouTube. I think it was a few weeks back, and I mentioned it briefly, but he says he listened, so I don't know. We should do trivia just specifically for MXT to make sure he's still listening. I doubt it. I think he's just.
I wanted to ask him what he thought of all the Sentai shows on Tubi.
Oh, there you go. All right. Anything else? Dear
yes. Here's where Dear Breakman starts. Dear Breakman, would you rather be blind or paraplegic? This comes from Mom too.
Oh, this is a good one.
That's an easy one. Obviously, I'd rather just not hear. Lose my hearing. That's it.
Wait, it was lose your hearing or be a paraplegic? I thought it was blind.
I know. I was kidding.
How dare you? How dare you, Breakman, change M2's
I know.
question.
I'd go with blind. Paraplegic. I mean, Jesus. I'm guessing she means from the neck down. You can't move.
Let's say you just lose the usage of your leg to make it a little more interesting, because nobody wants to be paraplegic. I mean, that's a hard one. That would be easy to answer. Yeah,
let me find a definition of paraplegic.
Paraplegic is fully you can't move arms and legs type thing. That would suck. You could. I mean, if it's between being not being able to walk or use your legs, I'd rather that than lose my sight, because I love watching movies and stuff like that, and it would and I obviously love doing the show, and I can't do the show blind. I mean, I guess I could learn to adapt.
Actually, I'm reading paraplegic is just paralysis of the legs.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm thinking
it's
quadriplegic.
The lower half.
Quadriplegic. Yeah. You're right. Right. Okay, so this is a tough one. I would take
Bernie. We didn't ask you.
Yeah.
Go away with your
I'd like
knowledge.
to use my eyes, but I could probably deal without my legs.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to give up my sight, man. My life is centered around sight. That it's a tough one, but in the end, I'll keep my sight any day of the week. I'll become
anything that lets me play video games, I'll keep.
Yeah,
but this is
sure.
Below the waist, so this is I'm thinking your junk isn't going to work.
No,
either.
I was about ready to make a distinction. Your junk still works, because if your junk doesn't work, then it's all bets off.
Wow. I mean, yeah. So much I do is based around being able to see and stuff like that. But
yeah,
walking a lot of my life is spent walking. I have to go places and stuff like that, and it's so hard not to.
Here's why
walk and.
Here's why you pick paraplegic, Breakman. I'll make it easy for everybody. All right. I know in the near future we're going to be able to strap on a couple of legs, make
legs.
Robot legs, and we'll be good to go. I've seen the Avengers, man. I know. I mean, War Machine. So
Well, would it be like a robot suit with legs?
Yeah. Why not? Fuck yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying, it would be much harder to get a cybernetic eye, for instance, than it would be legs.
I don't know, but if we're talking Avengers 4, you just pop one right in and everything worked fine.
That's true. That's true too. I don't know. No, I would definitely take because also think about it. You could let's say you wanted to do cosplay and stuff. You would make a hell of a brawn. You know what I'm saying? Game of Thrones, Braun. I don't know. Anyways,
That's a horrible Game of Thrones.
Oh, you are a son of a bitch, Breakman.
I don't have HBO. I could cosplay as Timmy.
There you go, cosplay as Timmy. Well, there's options, man. There you go. I like your enthusiasm, and please watch Game of Thrones. It's the greatest show ever.
Bernie has volunteered to wipe your balls.
So is the season ending or is the show ending? I don't know.
How dare you, Bernie? The whole show is ending this season, man, and it is. Oh. I love Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's still very.
So is the show like the last episode coming up or something?
There's only 4 more episodes left. There's 4 episodes, and look, I love Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's my all-time favorite, but Game of Thrones is like so close to overtaking it, and if they end it right, which I'm pretty sure they will. It's gonna easily overtake Breaking Bad.
I wish I could watch it on the streaming service that wasn't HBO streaming service.
You can. I'll talk to you sometime tomorrow about it, Eric. No ball wiping. They're talking. Bernie is a cochina in chat. How dare you? Dungeon says only 4 left. Big battle this Sunday. Yes.
Big battle on the bridge, you mean?
No, he's talking about the battle.
If they were on the bridge, I would be like, they need to play the music.
I know.
I was going to say, is Uematsu going to come back?
That's funny. Big battle this Sunday. It is. It's the Battle of Winterfell, man. And I mean, it's going to be breathtaking. I know it is. It's going to be on the Avengers type level of fucking awesomeness. It really is, man. I'm excited for Game of Thrones as much as I'm excited for Avengers. I mean, it's that good. Breakman, I highly recommend you and Mrs. Breakman watching it because it's got everything, man. And it just
maybe when it comes to Netflix someday I will.
It's one of the few series. It's one of the few series that gets better and better and better. It never drops off. There's not. I can't think of one bad episode of Game of Thrones. It literally is that good, and that's very, very rare, super rare. Okay, what else we got?
So the Night King is X-Death, and Jon Snow is Bart.
Yeah. Oh dear Lord, Bernie and Chad. She's gonna get an exile. That's what she's angling for, man. She's angling for an exile. It's a cage match between the Night King and Jon Snow. Pretty much Dungeon Buster. But I mean, there's gonna be some wicked stuff happen. I don't even want to talk about it right now. I don't know, man. Jon Snow has a killer move called the Dire Wolf, and the Night King has a move called the Big Dragon Drop.
Oh God! I hope they're like really showy. Like he has to take his arm pad off and throw it in the crowd first,
like a whole wrestling deal. That'd be awesome, man.
What are they actually wrestling?
No, they're not.
Oh my God, that'd be so epic if it was actually in a cage.
It's like they destroy their weapons and they decide just to wrestle the fight out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's do this.
Vince McMahon comes in and interrupts at some point.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden you hear the Hulk Hogan music, and it's like Cersei, and he's like, yeah, she's like, how does Hulk Hogan do it? Listen up, brother. You know, shit like that, and then it just becomes a big old melee, and somebody gets hit over the head with a chair. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Daenerys will run in with the wooden chair and hit the Night King. Exactly. All right. Anything else? Break.
You know, Vince McMahon's listening to the show right now, and he's stealing all this. So
oh, of course he is.
Be on the next episode.
That's all right. It's copyrighted. I got it copyrighted. It's all good, Break, man.
Okay. We have another. Would you rather? Would you rather have a turtle shell? And this is from Freak, actually, so this isn't like gross or anything like that. Would you rather?
It was weird though, but it wouldn't be freaky if it weren't weird.
I was thinking about this. I think this would be kind of useful. Would you rather have a turtle shell or an elephant's trunk as part of your body?
Turtle shell.
Oh yeah.
So that's gonna be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Wow. I was thinking that, or like, you know, you can hide and stuff like that. But I want the elephant trunk because elephants use their trunk like a limb, like an arm and stuff like that. Basically, you'd have a third arm.
Ooh.
Then it'd be your nose.
Well, I already have a third arm, Breakman, so it'd be like a fourth arm for me.
I thought that was a leg.
Well, you know, you can use it as a leg too, but yeah, I guess. All right. Dungeon says the Spanish announcers table will get destroyed at some point.
As long as I could fly around like Gamera, then I'd use the shell.
Well, that's what I was saying. Look, you could do so much with the shell, man. I mean,
there's a lot of things you can do with the shell. I don't disagree. Like I've always wanted, like, there are times in my life where it's like, God, I wish I had a third arm. You know, I could really use this third arm right now. Like, how am I gonna play with my asshole while I'm touching my balls? Like, how can I do
this? Dude, your fucking trunk would always stink at that point. Then, man, come on, man. How dare you? You could be Bowser with the shell dungeon. Says, yeah, exactly. You could cosplay.
I want to be able to breathe fire or sway people to call.
That's true. Or you could become like Mario in Super Mario 3, isn't it? Where he has a shell. Yeah.
Yeah, that way you just wear a helmet on your head and just fill your shell up with hammers, so you can have something to throw at people.
Yeah, the Hammer Brothers shell. That'd be awesome, man. All right, that visual is amazing, man. All right, anything else you got?
Okay, yes. This is from Bernie. A published author friend of mine by the name of Autumn Greer asks, would you rather fuck your job interviewer in the back room to get the job, or gangbang in a sex club?
Well, gangbangs are supposed to be rape, so no.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, that's what a gangbang is supposed to be.
No, that's not true.
No, gangbang is
a bunch of dudes.
Everybody's a willing participant, but it means one or a couple of people are being fucked by a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what.
That might not necessarily be you. So.
I guess the question is, how hot is the interviewer, and how hot are the people that you're having the gangbang with? That's what I'm saying. You know, I mean,
plus, I'd rather go with one person anyways, because there's less risk of getting STDs at that point.
and not only that, like, if you think about the gangbang, like, the way this is worded, it makes it sound like you'd be the receiver.
Oh, hell no. There's no. I agree with you guys.
I'm not suggesting that she's saying, like, you'd be fucking men, but, like, after a few women, you'd be like in so much pain and stuff. You know what I mean?
It'd be like getting snoo from the Amazon women.
So I take it, Breakman, you've never been involved in a
flesh is willing, but the body is bruised and broken.
Exactly. See, Eric, you get it.
You
get it 100%.
Okay. I'm guessing I'm the only one with this type of experience here. There is something to that, but it's not. It's more of a fatigue, like a whole body fatigue factor. It's not.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's not.
Like you just, like after a good session, like you need an OJ and stuff like that. Like, it's just.
Yeah, there's something to that. So I'm with you guys.
I mean, it's cool to looking at in porno videos and stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah,
if you like that kind of thing. I'm not really into that kind of thing.
Oh well, yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with it as long as
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing or that I wouldn't want. No, I'm not saying it like that.
Right.
Never mind. No, I'm not getting into this.
I hear you, man.
Let's move on.
You're just into regular missionary shit. I get it, man. I totally get it.
I'm not talking about this.
All right, what else we got, Break?
Another would you rather. This is from Dear Breakman. Would you rather from Bernie, representing Lorelei. Would you rather be Elmo or Barney?
Ooh, this is super easy, man. I mean, at least for me, it is. It's Elmo all the way, man. I mean, getting tickled by Elmo. I mean, or when you tickle Elmo, the laughing and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not gay, so Barney.
This is. I mean,
easy. Isn't it Bert? Oh, I'm thinking of Ernie. Never mind. My bad. I was thinking of Bert. I was thinking of Ernie.
Elmo, Dorcas.
My bad. No,
Barney's just too big, and it would be hard to move around.
And then you just get stuck singing songs to kids all the time.
Songs are terrible.
Or it'll be like the old Barney, where you're basically adult.
I love you. You love me. That whole.
Barney is the worst. But yeah, you're right. You guys are right. Elmo, it is.
Elmo all the way, man. I mean,
if you're Barney, you'd have to deal with Barney's lame friends.
Get to laugh all the time? Are you kidding me?
Elmo has some lame friends too, though. He lives on Sesame Street.
How dare you? That's blasphemy.
I mean, Big Bird is great.
Big Bird's okay, I guess, but I mean, there's a pimp at least.
The Snuffleupagus is the best,
There's
man.
a homeless guy living in a trash can that everybody just is mean to. It's just like.
Are you talking about Oscar? Oscar's awesome, man.
What the hell's wrong with people? He lives in a trash can. Be a little nicer to him.
And then there's Grover, who's obsessive compulsive and anal retentive.
Yeah.
And then Cookie Monster, like, he's got an addiction and nobody's helping him.
Cookie Monster is the fucking best, okay? Anybody who blasphemes against Cookie Monster is immediately exiled.
I am talking about his health. I am trying to protect Cookie Monster.
Well,
People are just feeding him cookies. Like, he has got to be
even though
diabetic.
Elmo's friends are lame, I think Barney's friends are lamer and more annoying.
That's true. That is
His
true.
friends are all 5 years old.
I know.
So.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Elmo. No question. All right, what else you got, Break?
Yeah, I think that's the only one we've agreed on so far, right? No, wait, we agreed on what? We agreed on Elmo, and we agreed on what?
On the interview.
That we don't want to be gangbanged, right?
Also, if you were a dinosaur, you're purple and you're non-threatening, so that's the worst dinosaur.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what else?
You're snack-colored when you're purple, right?
They got the idea from Grimace, right? For Barney? I'm pretty sure they got the idea from Grimace. What is Grimace, by the way? Anybody know?
A turd.
Purple turd.
He's probably a nugget that got... he's a painted nugget.
I know. Grimace is Thanos' shit. That's what it is. There you go. All right, what else we got, Break?
Okay.
It's like that episode of South Park when Bono was actually born from some dude shit.
Yes, that was pretty awesome. Would you rather? This is comes from Bernie representing Ebony. Would you rather give up all music or all video games? If you give up music, there is no music.
Ooh. Man, this is really, really
video
tough.
games use sound, and music is just a bunch of sounds. So that'd be like asking you, would you like to be deaf?
No, I mean you still hear sound effects. And you can still talk to people and stuff like that. But like when you watch a movie, like you don't.
I just think it'd be impossible to have. It'd be impossible to have music without sound, though. But,
no, but what just
it's a collection of sounds.
No, I agree, but what she's trying to get at is like just the music portion is just gone from your conscious. Like you can still hear sound effects, you can still, talk and hear stuff, but
it'd be like watching Indiana Jones, but at no point to hear da 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 da.
Yeah,
they just don't play the music.
Ooh,
video games can still be fun without music, but they I'd still rather play them.
I mean, I agree. Games would still be fun without music, but do deaf people play a lot of video games? I'm guessing the answer is maybe not, because music that's a huge part of it, isn't it? Like anytime you play a game, man, this is a tough one. I think
music isn't just a part of gaming; like it's a part of life in general.
Yeah, you know what? I'd have to give up video games. I'd say
deaf people can wear headsets and feel vibrations if the volume's cranked up high enough, and that might be enough for them. So.
Maybe.
I don't. This is a hard one.
I'd have to lean towards getting rid of video games. As bad as that sounds, man. Like music is kind of like, that's a binding thing. That's a language that everybody understands. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the nice thing about the Res HT game. The beats are vibrations and on your controller, so you could feel the beat even if you can't hear the music.
Yeah, but have you ever played Res without music, dude? Like that, it's no way. That's what I'm saying. No, it's like
I would just like to say I hate this question. Ebony, you're an evil person. Like you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
Exactly. You should go home and repent to your parents and do like 5 RPGrinder Hail Marys.
You're an evil sinner. Like shame on you.
Yeah.
Well, Obi-Wan from the original or prequel trilogy, or not the original, the second prequel, the prequel trilogy. Go home and rethink your life.
Yeah, shame on you for having logical, thoughtful thoughts and making us think about shit. How dare you?
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
How dare you make us have to make us? Jesus Christ. Sorry, I mean, Cheezel Pete's?
Cheese and rice? All right.
Cheese and crackers?
There you go. What else?
Okay, I guess I'm going to go with video games, too.
Yeah. I mean,
because music's that's more of a universal thing, like you said, Frank. And it's more, I know a lot of, non-gamers.
Yeah.
Just like friends and family that are non-gamers, but everybody listens to music.
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, video games is a huge part of my life, even more so than I would say music. But
I'd sacrifice video games before music, though.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, it's a very, very tough choice in this case, but I think we all agree.
Well, somebody's got to go home and repent for their sins,
Yeah,
and
Ebony.
they can come back and maybe ask us a non-evil question next
Yes,
week.
absolutely. And Ebony, if you're listening, I need 10 hail RP grinders, and your sins will be absolved. Cog Whistle's in chat. What's up, Cog Whistle? Nice to have you in chat. All right,
coming to us. Here's another would you rather, and this is Ebony spelled differently in this one. Is it I or a Y? She spelled it wrong. I think
maybe it's Ebony's evil doppelganger and gonna give us a better.
No,
question.
I think this is the good I think this is the good one. The evil one was with the one with the I, because this one isn't as evil.
Okay.
Would you rather?
Yes.
This is actually Ebony and Lorelei. Would you rather live in Minecraft or Mario Kart?
Oh, this is
Mario
easy.
Kart.
Mario Kart. I mean, that's not
Kart,
even.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of building stuff.
The only thing, though, is in Minecraft, you can build or do almost anything. So you could have...
The only shitty thing you have to worry about in Mario Kart is getting blue shells.
Oh, God. The blue shell's the worst.
That's my thought with Mario Kart. You don't actually die in Mario Kart. In Minecraft, you can be killed by, like... There's a ton of stuff that'll kill you.
Zombies and monsters and spiders and all that stuff.
Don't ever drive on the Rainbow Road. That's, like, probably the worst thing that can happen to you.
The only thing I would say in Minecraft's favor is you can make your own roller coasters and shit in Minecraft. I've seen some
that's true.
Some
you can
amazing
make your own types
shit.
of games in that.
Yeah, you can do anything in that game.
That's a good point. Maybe we should switch it up. It'd take longer to live in. It would take longer to live in the Minecraft world, but I mean, eventually there'd be gain to it. Whereas Mario Kart, all you do is try and get better at racing.
Yeah, and you could I'm pretty sure you could recreate Mario tracks on Minecraft. I'm almost certain you could, but whatever. It would just be a little more blocky. That's all. And I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Living in an 8-bit...
You know what? I've changed my mind. I will go with Minecraft.
Yeah, I am too, man. I mean, initially I was like, Mario Kart all the way, but then I'm like, the more I thought
sounded
about
like
it,
an easy question. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
All right, next.
I think I'll change mine in the Minecraft.
Yeah, I think it's a better play. I mean, there's more options in Minecraft, even though I think Mario Kart's a far superior game.
You could make a Mario Kart out of Minecraft blocks.
Yeah, that was my point. That was my whole point. And it would just be blocky. It wouldn't be all pretty and stuff like that. But all right, what else we got? Break.
That's enough. We've sent one child home to repent for their sins.
Yes.
And the evil twin of Ebony.
All right, then let's move on.
I think we've done our job for the week.
I think we have too. All right, let's move on to...
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman.
Just mostly like the Final Fantasy Record Keeper and South Park. I did play a little bit of the pre-sequel.
Oh,
and
cool.
I will say the loot system in that game I like so much more than a lot of other loot games, because I've gone to different areas and came back and the loot's still there.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
I was just like, oh shit, it's still there. Oh my god, I can still sell this crap because I don't want it. Yes.
There you go, man. Yeah, that's cool. All right, what else?
That's it.
That's it? All right, Eric.
About what? What have I been playing?
Yeah, what you been playing, man?
I didn't know where we were on. London Detective Hysteria. I continue playing that. Getting close to the end of the game, but there's still several other character routes. But once I get that stuff done, it'll be easier to get the other stuff done. But Katana Zero, which kind of plays like it's like, it reminds me a bit of like it's not called No More Hero. It's called Not a Hero, but it's better looking, and you play as an assassin who is basically a samurai, I guess. And then you talk to a therapist to deal with your traumatic dreams that you have every night.
I thought that those were polar opposites, like samurais and ninja.
That's
I said you were an assassin, not that you were a ninja.
Or assassin. I'm sorry, assassin. And never mind. I thought you said ninja. Sorry.
Why don't you just stay out of his business, Breakman?
I don't know why I thought you said something. I don't know.
But anyways, you can only take one hit and then you die. So the idea is to get through an area without dying, which is easier than it it sounds considering you can only take one hit, but it's also harder than it can be sometimes. Like, they put a lot of obstacles in your way that you have to, like, there's things to consider, like, you could pick up, like, potted plants and throw them at somebody and kill them instantly. It's like, even though you can only take one hit, enemies can only take about one hit, too. Unless they deflect your attack with their own sword or something, but that usually just means that they're off balance and you have to kill them off.
Yeah.
But,
what else you been playing, Eric?
Steam World Quest, and that's the only other game I've been playing.
Right.
I played a tiny bit of Sekiro just to grind out some skill points, but that's it.
Yeah.
And you watched me over the weekend, so that's it. There's that.
Yeah, it was watching you play.
I finally killed Al, but you missed it.
Yeah, I did. You son of a bitch! I didn't even know you were playing it. And then I was playing Final Fantasy IX.
I don't know. Does Twitch record my gameplay?
I'm not sure.
Stream?
Not sure. I don't think.
If so, then you could go back and look at the recordings.
Did you get further? Did you beat it? Because if you beat it, I'll be sad because I wanted to go on the last leg of your adventure, man. Because you were kicking.
Well, no, I waited until you were ready.
Oh, good.
And
okay.
I just took a break from it to play Song of Memories, which is the other game I played. I forgot to add it here.
Yeah.
But,
are you playing anything tonight, Eric? Because I'm gonna cancel Grinder Dance Party because nobody's gonna fucking be there tonight. So I'll do it next week.
Probably not. I'm probably just gonna play more SteamWorld Quests.
All right.
And start fresh in the morning.
All right. I have been playing Final Fantasy IX.
May or may not. I might play Sekiro, but I'm just gonna grind after this.
All right. All I've been playing is MPQ a little bit. I play a little every day, MPQ. And I'm trying to get finished with Final Fantasy IX, and I can't remember if I'm close enough to the end yet. I think I'm 3/4 of the way done, so I got about a quarter of that game.
Are you in Gaia right now?
No, not quite, but I'm very close to. I'm pretty sure being in Gaia. So, yeah. So yeah. Final Fantasy IX, I'll give a review next week regardless if I beat it or not.
This 4 is literally like a couple boss fights, and then you're at the end of the area.
Yeah, I think I'm getting close to that point. I haven't quite gotten to the point where I have to beat Kuja or Kujo or whatever the fuck his name is, but it's a great fucking game. It's an underrated game, but there are some issues that I remember having with Final Fantasy IX, but I'll do that in my review later. So, all right, that's all I've been playing. So that's it for that. We're gonna move on.
RPGrinders reviews.
Okay, we collectively are gonna do an Avengers Endgame non-spoiler review after. Eric, I don't think you have anything else other than that, right, Break? You don't have any other reviews than Avengers?
There's none that matter.
Okay, I kind of agree with that. But Eric does have a review for Akko's Inn?
Akko's
Inn.
But Akko's Inn, no. Contrary to what I was expecting, because the way they were selling this movie through the previews and various social media like Facebook was they were heavily advertising that like one of the people that were Ghibli staff, it was the director of the movie, and its initial premise sounded a lot like the in portion of Spirited Away. It's like, oh boy, I hope it's not just this, and thankfully it isn't, because it's about a young girl who's I'm guessing is about 11 or 12. Goes to this town. They don't visit their grandparents, but it's the town where she lives. But the only reason they don't is because her mom made some excuse about her mother being too busy. So it's not like they could have, and if they wanted to. But they go to this town, and on their way home, they get into a traffic accident, which ends up with her parents dying, and then she ends up living with her grandmother, and then she meets a ghost who basically convinces her to help her grandmother out with the inn and then take it over when she's too old to continue. And so she does, and throughout the story, she meets a bunch of different characters that help her cope with the loss of her parents. And it's a pretty cute movie.
Okay, so what are you giving Akko's in?
I'm giving it a 9.5.
Wow, that's excellent, Eric. That's a great score.
The dub didn't, well, based on the previews, didn't really convince me, so I watched it subtitled. I'm only sad that it was only airing for 2 days. Movies like this need more screenings and more wider release net, so more people could see them, and they, of course, they need more advertisement.
Yeah.
Because, like, how else would people see these movies?
The budget is so small on movies like that for advertising, Eric. I don't think it's possible, except in Japan. I mean,
they could have at least done an additional day for both the dub and the sub, though.
Yeah,
it's like
that's true.
It's like 2 nights out of the week.
Yeah.
Like earlier there was the premiere that was in like even more like select locations, and then there was the formal release, which was this week.
It's a whole process to get licensed to put a movie in a theater. It's not just,
But I just wish more of these movies, like, I know they can't get them in theaters, but why haven't they tried to get them on streaming services?
That's another animal that we could tackle. Different day, Eric, for sure. So, but 9.5, not a bad score. All right, we're gonna do Avengers Endgame review, non-spoiler. So if you're listening, we're not gonna spoil.
And I say
anything.
next week we do spoilers, because next week it'll give everybody a chance to see it.
Yeah, because
only listen to this point if you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Right. Next week, but this week we'll go through it. No spoilers. Give everybody a chance.
Yes. The way
you have to see this movie if you're an Avengers fan.
If you're a Marvel
Iron
fan,
Man, Captain America, Thor, any of the movies, if you're a fan of any of them, you have to see this.
Yes. I'm going to say this before we get into our review, our non-spoiler review of Avengers Endgame. We're going to speak about it more in like a spectacality type a review for now. And like Break said, next week we'll get into specifics because there is so many specifics to get into. I did have problems with the movie. It wasn't perfect.
We have to talk about when Black Panther died.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spoiler.
Yeah. It's an epic movie, and I don't like to use that term because it's overused and it's kind of like cliche at points, but
it's also something a bro would say.
Yeah, but in this instant, it is in its scale very epic. In its characters, story arcs, it's massively epic. Like I think the individual storylines that get closed in this movie are of epic proportion, clear across the board. Whether you're talking certain characters, I don't want to mention any characters.
Well, there was one plot point that I felt like that completely dropped, and I was like, "Why did you drop that plot line?"
Yeah, we'll talk about that type of stuff next week. Anything to do with plot, Eric, we'll talk about next week because I don't.
Let's just say it has to do with a certain android.
Oh boy, Eric, come on, man. We'll talk about that type of shit next week, but this week. What I wanted to talk about in this non-spoiler review is more, could it have been any more epic than what it was? Because I looked at this movie, I'm going to have to watch it at least 1 or 2 more times to soak it in, and I almost felt that it was too big and too packed for just one movie, and I kind of wish that they would have taken the first movie and this movie and maybe had 3 parts. And I'm wondering what you guys feel about that.
Yeah.
Because I just kind of felt like it was, and not that it was overstuffed, because at no point did I feel like things were going slow or, the pacing was off or anything like that. I just felt like it was just sensory overload at points. Like you're worried about basically what 10, 11 years worth of movies, Breakman. Like we're literally going all the way back to Iron Man, right? I mean, they've taken every plot point almost from every single one of the movies, at least the major characters in the movies and have brought it to the forefront in this movie. And I can't think of very many omissions off the top of my head. I'm sure there are some, and I'll think about it when I see it again. I'll probably have more,
I also like how they squeezed in like recent comic book arcs.
Yeah, I don't know. Breakman, am I off base in saying that maybe it was a little bit not overstuffed, because that sounds negative.
Disagree.
It sounds negative, but I'm not trying to make it sound negative. I'm just trying to say, like,
I will say they needed an intermission and they didn't have one.
It kind of. It's not even that.
Fuck the Russos for not doing that.
No. It's not even that. It's more. Maybe they just. Man, anything I say is going to sound kind of negative. I think there's a little bit to what I'm saying here, that they kind of bit off more than they could chew, but it almost was a failure.
I feel like that about Infinity War, but I don't feel like that about this one.
Yeah.
Me and Dungeon Buster were talking about in chat, and he said it didn't feel like a 3-hour movie. It didn't feel like a 3-hour movie to me, too.
I agree. I totally agree, Breakman.
I was completely enthralled in it, and I think like it wasn't overstuffed. I think they found that fine point, personally.
You may be right. I just thought that maybe it's the limit. And I'm not used to a movie taking so much information and making it all gel into one perfect fucking movie. I mean, it is. It's almost as good as a superhero movie can get. I mean, would you agree with that, Breakman? I think they're.
But I don't disagree with you that they could have took this in Infinity War and made them into 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah. I think.
Easily could have.
Yeah, they. You know what I was thinking about this? Why? I understand why they did what they did with the 2 movies, right? But I almost feel like they missed an opportunity to make it into like a tentpole series on Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying? Because I think they could have taken the Thanos arc from start to finish, and they could have made this a really good series and filled in even more than what they filled in with a longer period of time, culminating with this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that it's awesome, no question about it. I'm trying to dance around spoilers, but I don't think that there's any question that this is probably my favorite superhero movie of all time, and it's not hyperbole to say that it was not only a great movie, but I think that it a great superhero movie, but I think you can almost say that it's just a great movie, right? Because do you guys remember seeing the original Spider-Man trilogy? Mm-hmm. The original? I remember the first Spider-Man movie being really fun and energetic and really great, but it was missing a little bit of humanity. And when I saw Spider-Man 2, that year, I remember watching that movie and getting out of the theater and saying, this movie should be nominated for some Academy Awards for the acting, directing, etc., etc. And I feel the same way coming out of this movie, that there was times when I really genuinely felt like sadness. You know what I'm saying, Breakman? Like there were times when I got choked up a few times, and I'm like, this type of shit only happens to me in Oscar-worthy movies. And this was, in my view, not only the effects were out of this world great. I don't think anybody can argue with that. I think that's a 10 out of 10 for me, without question. But I think the character arcs came together in a way that warrants some serious Oscar consideration, if the Oscars were a serious thing. Like that, like there were certain performances in this movie that I felt were Oscar worthy, and there's some great actors in there, and I can't say enough good things about it, even though I did have some minor nitpicks with it, but it was epic in scale. And I just think it's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, superhero movie I think I've ever seen. And I don't know, what do you think, Eric?
I I kind of with you with the whole like maybe it's too packed issue, because I think I was watching a video about the Angry Video Game Nerd and his friends on Cinemassacre, talking about why he doesn't like the Avengers films, and it was pretty much for those reasons. Like he felt like there wasn't enough opportunity for the individual characters to have good character arcs, because everybody's there doing the superhero thing and not necessarily going through any kind of personal journey.
Yeah, but you know what? The funny thing is,
like, I think that's magnified in this movie, because like the newcomers don't really get anything to contribute, because either they're dead or they're
well, no spoilers. Let's not even talk names. I don't want to get into
or
really
if they're there.
Though.
Or they're there, then they're not utilized really well.
I think I know what he's talking about, Break. But it's that this whole discussion, Eric, is for next week. So I'm gonna shelve it because I know we would get into spoilery kind of shit with it. But I have to say, if I were to give it a score right now, I mean, I'm gonna have to think about it in the next week, and we'll do a proper review next week. But right now, I would give it a 9.5. I thought it was that fucking good. Minus the it sounds negative, but packedness. Like there was just so much stuff that I felt like that's the limit of what I can take in a movie. You know, if it had been even one more thing in the movie, I think it would have kind of tainted my view. But I think it's almost as good as it gets. I don't think you can get much better, and I know DC is never going to come anything near what these movies have done in terms of scope and reality. I really don't.
DC tried to do it by going backwards, which doesn't work at all.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's do a really shitty Justice League movie.
Yeah.
And let's do the individual movies after that.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't work. I think we can say that, honestly, Marvel has given us 10 years of pure goodness. Whether or not any of those movies were shitty or not, we could debate. But
and maybe we could do the Avengers theme by our mouths, and then we could do exit so that way.
I don't think people would like that, Eric. But man,
do it like a horn.
Set pieces were fantastic in this movie, and I think, as packed as it was, they gave every individual at least one fuck yes moment, right, Breakman? I mean, there was something for everybody in this movie. Is that out of line?
Yes. Here I'll sum up my review of this entire movie in one word: satisfied.
Yes, very satisfying. I don't think there are very many loose ends in this movie. Like they haven't left almost anything to kind of chance. Like it's a satisfying conclusion to 10 years worth of movie. The only thing that I was disappointed in, and this is not a spoiler, matter of fact, this is going to save people about 10 minutes at the end. If you're expecting a stinger at the end of the movie, don't sit around, because there is none. That is it.
Unless you want to do it out of respect, because that's what they do in Japan. They stick around till the credits are done, and then they leave.
Yeah, which I did, and I did expect a stinger, and I didn't get one, and it was kind of jarring, but it made sense. It made me feel, wow.
Yeah, it's like they aren't even going to give us a hint for the Phase 4.
See, that's what I wanted. I wanted just one little nugget to keep me for the next 10 years.
At least for the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
I know, or even Spider-Man or something, but there was nothing, which is, I can't complain about, but I don't know, bravo to Marvel and everybody involved in that whole thing, because they did a heck of a job, and give them a lot of credit. Breakman, any final words before we...
Yeah, this probably is my favorite ending to any movie ever. The last maybe 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
Just so I felt so satisfied with that ending. Because it was the culmination of not just this movie, not just the Avengers,
right,
and Infinity War, but it was Captain America,
Ant-Man.
Iron Man,
yeah,
Ant-Man. It was the culmination of all of these movies.
Yes.
And,
I hope
there was bittersweetness to the ending. There was, but it was. I still think it's the best ending I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would agree. It's up there at the top of. I mean, I can think of maybe
if you want like the as far as like an action superhero type movie, you know, it's not. This isn't Gran Torino, you know, as far as like very deep dramatic ending, but as far as like satisfying and just making me happy, like the ending.
Yeah,
this movie. It's my favorite ending ever.
And I thought it was a very moving movie too. You know, it's like very few times do you feel in a movie, whether or not you like some of these characters or not, like you sometimes you wanted to just jump out of your seat, and sometimes you just got choked up. I mean, it was a roller coaster ride in the best possible ways. The highs were high, the lows were low, and it hit almost every single note that you could possibly want in a movie, man. Like it was great.
Now I can't wait, which will probably be one of the worst superhero movies ever, Dark Phoenix.
Oh my god, it looks awful. I saw a preview, the first preview I've seen for it, and it looks so bad. But I'm hoping they keep some of those actors for when they welcome X-Men into the fold, because I look at some of those, like Fassbender as Magneto is almost pitch perfect, and Xavier is perfect, and you know, even some of the younger ones were pretty perfect. I just hope that they kind of redo Mystique. Mystique is not the greatest X-Men ever, and do some stuff that they did in the comics, which I'm very confident that the MCU is going to handle X-Men very, very well. So I don't know. What parting shots? Break. What are your parting shots?
I'm satisfied. I mean, I can't. This was a fantastic movie in every way. Yeah, like I wasn't let down for what I was expecting. You know, the Russo brothers. Let's just give them all the awards and stuff.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Give them to them. Let's celebrate them. They're the new champions of the world. They should be the next presidents, because that's what we do now. So we elect popular people as presidents.
I agree. I think they should be considered for director of the year, because what they did with the amount of material that they had is nothing short of absolutely amazing, and I total respect. Satisfied. That's the best way you can put it, Breakman. I mean, I can't say it any better than that. It's very satisfying. All right, Eric, anything else before we move on?
Make sure you go light on snacks, and you'll probably have to take a crap otherwise.
Yeah, take a pee break before. I felt like I timed it perfect. I peed right before the movie started, and
I had to actually go do number one, and I couldn't until the movie was over.
Yeah.
So I endured that.
Yeah, towards the end, I was kind of like, man, kind of dancing in my seat, you know, like got to pee here, you know. But it worked out. It was a fun time. I had a really, really fun time. So, Dungeon says, I think somebody bought hamburger into his theater.
What did they do? Stuff it in the purse or something?
He could smell it. That's cool.
Or is it like an Alamo Steakhouse or theater type of deal?
Yeah. Well, either way, I mean, people do that shit all the time. I mean, the concessions are expensive. I still try to buy as many concessions as possible, because that's how theaters make. But you know. All right, let's move on, guys.
I think theaters should